Hello everyone and welcome to Lilly Sky Messages. And this video is for the full moon in Libra coming up. So we're still in Aries season, so happy birthday to everyone that is celebrating their birthday in April. Now this full moon in Libra is happening on April 16th, 2022, 11:54 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 26 degrees, and the high peak is lasting for 45 minutes. This is known as the pink moon, and it gets its name from our location, the northern hemisphere, from all the pink flowers that we see growing at this time, and they come in different colors like purple, white, or pink, but it gets its name from the flowers that is mainly seen around this time of year, the start of spring. All right, and this plant, I believe, is pronounced the Hermes pink, and it is a native plant to the eastern U.S. All right, now I will be reading the astrology in a separate video. I'm going to break it down to two videos because this video might be a little bit too long. Okay, so we have the sun is in the 10th house for Aries. All right, so that the sun, as you can see in the chart here, is in the 10th house, and Aries is at 26 degrees 45 minutes. Now the 10th house has a lot to do with our outer world, what we're thinking about, like our career, our job, our life status, having more power and control regarding our work aspirations. And we want to seek balance with this Libra moon when it comes to our work. And Aries is in Libra, and Aries is Libra's opposite sign, so they both are energies that vibe well with each other. And Aries wants to be in control. Aries wants to put themselves first, and we can tap into this energy of wanting to put ourselves first and really caring about what is best for ourselves and the choices that we're making. So we can learn a lot of powerful lessons from Aries about taking control of our life. Even if we already feel like we have some amount of control, right now with this energy, it's really inspiring us to bring more focus onto ourselves, what's best for us, and to bring our lives into balance. And this Libra energy is about balancing our life and our career. The energy of Aries is trying to help guide us towards where we want to be in our career, whether it's a job or we're moving towards a career. It's really putting things into balance and into alignment. So this is a great time to entertain any kind of inspiration that you're feeling about yourself, and time to make some more positive changes in our lives. The moon is in the 4th house, and Libra is at 26 degrees 45 minutes. The 4th house has to do a lot with our home, our roots, like where we come from, our parents, and also our personal security. How do we feel safe? Do we feel safe where we are? So that a lot of those questions are coming in. Do we feel comfortable where we are right now? And then how we can bring that energy into a more positive alignment with what we want. This is also focusing on nurturing our inner world, our private world. And with this full moon, we are in this Libra energy, and also with the sign of Aries as well. So both of these energies are working together, and since they're opposite each other, it's really powerful, this alignment. It's working together to bring new positive changes. So by the time that this full moon comes around, we should already see some changes that we have already been implementing for the best outcome for our life. And if you haven't, that just means that you might be holding yourself back, and you need to really get rid of any kind of self-doubt, old patterns that you have, and moving yourself forward to where you want to be. So I'm really hoping that everyone is really taking the opportunity to really tap into the spring season and the waxing moon leading up to the full moon in Libra. Now, this is going to be focusing our energy on the sun sign. The sun sign energy is the center of self, right? In Aries right now, we're in that Aries season. And being that it's in the 10th house, we're really having a strong energy towards our career. Even if it's great right now, you might want to make it better, right? And you're really focusing on your individual self. The sun is the self. So our emotions are really tied up with the moon in the 4th house, and we're trying to find some kind of security within our home, and also maybe want to bring in more positive energy into the home, or trying to find our own place, just shifting around the energy. Either way, it is really about bringing in this healing energy that we need in our private life and helping to balance out our public life. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus. So Venus is in the 8th house and Pisces is there, 12 degrees, 8 minutes. So I like to look at where the ruling planet is for the current zodiac sign for the full moon, and Venus rules Libra. So Venus ruling Libra, and Venus is in the sign of Pisces, which is about imagination, right? Being imaginative, creative, emotional, being emotionally aware and being sensitive. That's what Pisces represents. So sometimes this could be too much and overthinking, right? But it could also be bringing up old feelings, right? So all Libras may be, in their feelings at this full moon, or just reviewing their feelings. So they will be experiencing the manifestation of everything that they have created since the last new moon in Libra, but also even last year's new moon and full moon in Aries as well too. Okay, so, and also in Libra. So they will be feeling that energy. Now, it is like a chapter in a book ending, or the whole ending to the story that we have created, because we're all creating our lives, right? So whatever you're experiencing, it's like there's a chapter that's ending. And we all create that story in life that we're experiencing right now. And Pisces home, we have to consider Pisces too. So Pisces home is in the 12th house of spirituality. So Pisces is known, right, for positive things, but also self-sabotage, kind of like the same thing with Scorpio, and Scorpio rules the 8th house. So it's so powerful that Pisces is in this area right now. The self-sabotage, and you might be recognizing self-sabotage and also choosing to be alone, like a solitude choices, and also maybe how organizations or institutions, like work situation, may have played a big part in your choices. So this is what the astrology is showing, and this ties into the 4th house of the home, which we just talked about. So you could be asking yourself, did you allow yourself to get out of balance and use outer circumstances as an excuse for your actions? So there's a lot of play between the 10th house and the 4th house, and also the 8th house experience. All right, so there's a lot of that going on. So let's take a look here. Yes, and we have Mars also, we're going to talk about being in the 8th house as well. So that energy does play a very, very strong role. Okay, so noticing how we make our decision and how we go about choosing what we're doing, it manifests that story that we're living. All right, so Mars now, and I want to make sure that I tell you guys everything because this was so good. Like, right, like getting it all down was so powerful. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So like I said, this all ties into the 4th house of home, and it has a lot to do with the 10th house, the 4th house, and the 8th house. And Mars rules Aries, and Mars is also in Pisces in the 8th house. So if you have been doing everything right, in balance, you've been upstanding and strong since the past new moon in Libra, and even last year's Libra full moon and new moon, then you should be reaping the full rewards and manifestation of this full moon. Okay, everything that this full moon has bring. But if you have been creating self-sabotage and low energy type of actions, then you will be ending that manifestation of that chapter in the full moon, and then really emerging and just allowing yourself to free yourself from that kind of energy, right? Or behavior or thought. So it's never easy to overcome these lessons that we're learning in life based on our zodiac signs and the different alignments of the planets, right? It's not easy, right? But we can really take the negative and sad experiences and just try to move past them, like let go of the fear, right? And we can create this happy solution that we desire. So just holding on to that high vibrational thought, visualize ourselves where we want to be, and just really just working towards that and connecting to that Libra energy of balance. All right, so I won't even focus on the the negative could be not being indecisive and not making decisions, right? And that could just drag out. But in that high energy of the full moon, you can connect to the positive. Now, Capricorn is considered the lucky sign of the full moon. It has the Fortuna. So if you're interested in the fortune aspect of it, now you have Capricorn 27 degrees 14 minutes in the 6th house of our daily life and how we serve ourselves and others. And this 6th house has to do with our work, how we service others or ourselves, how we do self-improvements for ourselves and our health. So we can connect to that. All right. And if you happen to not be a Capricorn, but you're born with Capricorn in the 6th house, it's powerful for you too. It's a lucky energy for you too. You don't just have to be a Capricorn. So this is a great full moon for Capricorn to work with money manifestations and just moving towards what it is that they want. So it's really a lucky positive energy and covers everything that has to do with the 6th house. So this is also just a positive energy and lucky energy overall. All right, now the two most powerful elements to work with for this full moon is water and then air. All right, so those are the two powerful energies. Now let me get into some aspects, and I found this really interesting when I was reviewing this. Now the Sun sextile Mars is at 4 degrees 29 minutes, and this is a harmonious aspect that gives you the energy to set your objectives, and it gives you that motivation to reach your goals. So this is a very positive aspect. Now Mars can be very aggressive, and you can use this aggressive moving forward energy to project yourself to where you want to be. You can use it in your visualization, and this is a very powerful energy for you to really tap into and hold that energy on the full moon, because the full moon just makes everything bigger, right? A stronger energy. Now this sextile for these two planets, these energies, you're using them as a tool, right? And it's propelling you to where you want to be. So they're really exchanging their energies, and they're creating this mode for you, this motion for you. And this is for you to take action and being productive and being seeing things happen immediately, right? Now you want to use even affirmations that complement yourself. You can use the I am affirmation or the you are affirmations to motivate you and to keep you focused. So very, great time to do that. And also this aspect, I really feel that it's really cool because I was watching this video. This video popped up this morning that was in alignment with this aspect. And when I saw the Sun sextile Mars, I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of the video that popped up. And it's about setting small goals so that you can really achieve them. And when you achieve them, you feel great. You feel more, you feel like a winner. You feel great because they're small goals that lead to your bigger goal. And in the video, they talked about learning how to learn. So how do you learn? Everyone learns differently. So find out how you learn, and then you, and these things I've heard already, but it's good to hear them again, right? So this will reduce your stress, your fear, your anxiety, and you'll know how you learn. And then you'll find the best way to reach your goal by learning how to learn, and more importantly, how you learn. Then there is self-analysis, and basically it's learning how to be aware of yourself. So the actions that you keep repeating, and if you see that you're repeating these actions, you can reprogram your mind, change the way that you think, the way that you act, that leads you to that particular outcome, right? Because that's not the desire that you want. So especially if you're repeating it over and over again, your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, you just have to let go of those habits that don't serve you, and this will make your life a lot better. So that was one. Another one was practice critical thinking. So important, right? So this just helps us to see through whatever problems that we're going through, and then we're thinking creatively, and then we make a better decision. It sounds so easy, but a lot of times people just don't want that. They just, I don't know, right? And learning how to adapt to a new situation. That's a very big air signs can do that, especially Gemini, right? But learning how to adapt to a new situation, that way you can quickly move out of it and get to where you want to go instead of wallowing in where I am right now. Then learn how to manage your time. So you are giving yourself a schedule. You know, even if you have to write it down, and when you give yourself that schedule, this will help you to get things done. So these are just a few of things that they covered that I thought really worked well with this Sun sextile Mars. All right. So let's see what else. We have the Sun sextiles Saturn 3 degrees 24 minutes, and this is another harmonious aspect. And this one gives us that powerful motivation to work harder and to take more responsibilities regarding our work, right? So we're working towards a career or a goal that will bring us happiness. That's what we want. We're always moving towards pleasure, moving towards happiness in life, even to our own detriment, right? We might want a quick fix of that pleasure, but Saturn is like, you're going to move towards that goal and that happiness in your life, right? And you're focusing on your main purpose, and that's why you're here. That's our main purpose, is really to find our happiness, right? And Saturn is going to help us do that, but Saturn wants us to do it the correct way the first time. So you can really tap into that aspect, and you can focus on your work and align yourself mentally and align yourself to the responsibility of that work. And once you can reprogram your mind with that, the responsibility is going to be like a turn on for you, because you're like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and you're in alignment with it, and this brings it into that pleasure. But the Saturn energy is, you have to get into that boss mode, and it's not a negative boss mode, but it's knowing your responsibility that comes with your goals, and you're okay with it. And Saturn is letting you know that you can find joy in that, right? And it wants you to be great, and it wants you to be organized and disciplined, and to become the master of that goal. And that's what it requires. It requires your time, your effort, and your time management. And you want to also letting go of any kind of, negative self-concept. So this aspect brings along negative self-concept. So you want to get rid of that and not being too hard on yourself, and just realize that, everyone's a beginner in their journey, right? And you become the master, and you're becoming the master of yourself. So without going into some other aspects too deeply, I'm going to mention the Sun squares Pluto at 1 degree 47 minutes, and just being aware of difficult people. and difficult attitudes and situation, don't let that get you down, okay? Focus on yourself and know that the changes that needs to happen, that person might be responsible for it for themselves. You're not going to do that rush Pluto mode of a rebirth or a change that needs to happen. Everything will happen in its time, so just try not to get caught up in any drama. The moon squares Pluto 1 degree, 48 minutes, right, will have the energy of arguments in relationships, making drastic, significant decisions based on feelings of frustration. And it's really good to have a deep understanding or just a basic understanding of psychology and the mind of how people think, and that can help kind of cool it down, right? But it's really connecting to intense emotions that stay under the surface, but then when it reaches the surface, it really erupts. So it's best to do practices that let go of stress, any kind of painful emotions, sad emotions, and really do that practice daily leading up to the full moon in Libra. So it's just best to remain calm and just allow your emotions to just feel them and let them pass, because when you do that, the right time, like I said, for just like with the sun squares Pluto, when the right time for that transition, that transformation, and that rebirth in Pluto to take place, it will happen in its right time. Don't push it by being upset, sad, or angry. So everything will happen at the right time. So you want to never rush things, in anger. Just let it work itself out. All right. So let's end it with a positive one. We have Mars or Mercury squares Venus 0 degrees 57 minutes. So I wanted to see what Venus was, what main aspect Venus was about, because Libra rules Venus. So this is a great aspect that brings positive feelings, such as feeling balanced, having a charming attitude and personality, and really seeking wisdom in your communication for love for yourself and love for honor for others, right? And so whether you're in love or whether you're going through a heartbreak, this is a great time for you to fill yourself with the knowledge of love. Like, what does love really mean? And what does love and communication mean? And then these are the energies that, that brings in that loving and sensitive feeling and that pleasant feeling. So you want to create that within you. And I just did a video on Kuan Yin, so that just reminded me of that, right? So you want to bring in these harmonious love feelings into your home and into your workspace, and that type of area in your life, and it brings down anxiety, stress, and frustration. So yeah, I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to do the astrology video by itself, and you guys will see another video. I'm going to do another video now, and definitely join me on Patreon. You can see that right here, okay? I don't want to jump all over the place, but you can join me on Patreon. That would be great. And I want to read what I have on here because I thought it was really interesting. Libra is a cardinal sign. They're fixed on striving towards balance and harmony. The negative side of seeking balance is that at the detriment of everything good, they're seeking balance in all areas of their life, right? So we can learn from the good and the bad in this sign. So I'm just wishing everyone a really happy full moon in Libra. Hope that whatever you're seeking, it brings you balance and harmony. All right, guys? So I want to thank you so much for watching. And this was the basic astrology reading for this full moon in Libra, and then I'll be doing everyone's astrology reading in the next video. All right, so I will see you guys next time. Please click like and definitely subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.